Well, we're going to be entering the home stretch now, everybody. So, for this week, we're starting off by finishing Chapter 11, looking at 11.7, which discusses the probabilities involving the word and, as well as conditional probability. Basically, we're looking at the idea of the thing called the multiplication rule, where to understand that, we must first get into what it means for one event to affect another, because we're looking at multiple things happening at once. If something changes another event, that is, something is dependent on it, then we need to talk about the conditioning that goes into that. Otherwise, we get independent events, but I'm getting a little ahead of myself. Let's talk about that when we get to that section. When we're done there, we have the first section of our last chapter in this class, which is 12.1, that introduces the idea of statistics, where for this we're going to talk about what sorts of statistics we're looking for, what statistics is for that matter, along with the differences between populations and samples, some things about how we can represent data sets in terms of distributions, histograms, polygons, and then a little bit about how things can go wrong in terms of those representations. Where more than really any other section here, except for maybe some of the stuff in chapter 10, I'm expecting people to either need to use this again later or have already seen all of it, depending on whether you are currently in a stats class, have taken a stats class, or are going to take a stats class. Everyone in here either has or will see what we're going to talk about here. So for some of you, this is going to be very easy, and for others, this is going to be a nice introduction to things that you'll be seeing, if not soon, then at the very least over the next couple of years. So from there, we've got pretty standard stuff here. We're getting close to the end. We've only got a couple weeks left. So hopefully we understand that there's a worksheet, there are some deadlines in MyLab, and there's a pre-assessment moving into week 14, which will be our last week of new material, but we're not quite there yet. So for now, let's get into section 11.7 and finish off our penultimate chapter of the semester. See y'all in there.